coming to Northern Quebec?
I think he just wants to thank you for all you've done for metal. And he wants to know when you're coming to Northern Quebec to film some bands from there.
Invite us, we're coming.
Bring us out. What's a band from Northern Quebec that we should know about?
For us, I love very much Armin too, just like you,
They're okay.
They're okay, but when they're coming to Northern Quebec.
When you invite us.
But we don't have that much money,
It's okay, we get paid in caribou.
You have a question? Thank you.
Sweet.
Wow. Hi, I'm Lenny. I'm from Puerto Rico. I recall meeting you briefly at the Condado Hotel in San Juan. And I've been dying to ask you this question for 2 years. Why? Because on mostly all of the cities where made it late, there were significant footage on the film. Why was Puerto Rico left out?
We're getting all the tough questions. Northern Quebec, Puerto Rico?
It's quite a simple question because a simple answer because the movie we had to make under 2 hours, and by the time we got to Puerto Rico, like literally, if we put Puerto Rico in, it would have been about 2 hours and 20 minutes. So we were getting to that point, and we had to keep the momentum going, and it was hard to. After you leave Chile, Chile is like it's pretty epic. And when you go to Puerto Rico, it was great, but it wasn't as epic. So you had to keep it moving. You had to keep everything moving towards the end.
I think one of the biggest challenges for us in doing this film compared to Headbanger's Journey in Global Metal was how to balance the music and the documentary footage. Because, you know, in the first two films, there was a lot of story, a lot of interviews, and we knew that doing this tour, it was a film about a tour. We knew we had to keep the music as a major part of the story, because at the end of the day, it's about Iron Maiden and their music. So it's not the only example, but a lot of cases we were kind of faced with the challenge, okay, you know, we've got to keep the momentum going. We don't want people to feel like this is a film about something other than Iron Maiden and their music. And so I think that was sort of always our guiding philosophy when we put it together.
Okay, we got 3 questions, and then I want to quickly ask you about the Rush film because it hasn't shown here yet. So you gotta
no, it did. It did? It did, Mike.
I wasn't there. We got 3 people. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Matthew. Hi, Sam. I've met you before. Well, before I ask the question, I just want to mention I've seen Iron Maiden many times. I've seen them in 11 different countries. Seen them like 63 times. And I just want to say that Maiden fans around the world, they're among the greatest fans I've ever met. You know, it's like a really true family, so just wanted to testify that in front of everybody here, and even that country from San Juan here, from Lady. Just wanted to ask you, I've seen the Rush documentary, you've shown the sad side of Neil Peart. Were there some guidelines that Rod's Moment said, no, you can't ask these questions, you can't show this part, since that Iron Maiden are like really private, it's really hard to penetrate their family, the private side. Were there some guidelines that Rod said, no, you can't film that, you can't ask that?
He's here!
Yeah, just don't show our receding hairlines. And don't show us flying on a private jet. But apart from that, it was pretty... No, they were very supportive of what we wanted to do, and you know, they were... I think this was, for them, this was an opportunity to show the band, obviously connecting with people from around the world, and that's what we were interested in doing. So the short answer is it was pretty easygoing, except, you know, don't make us look too old. But apart from that, they were all right.
Hello, Sam. I had a question that I think you just gave the answer, but just before all, I just want to say, as a Maiden fan, I really enjoyed your movie. and thank you for making this, and I could have not been more happier. So, thank you!
Thank you.
And I was just going to ask you, because at the beginning of the movie, you were saying that they didn't want to have this, for you to shoot this documentary, but they changed their minds afterwards. So, you, with the explanation you just answered, I think you kind of gave the answer. They wanted. Is that what they wanted after all? I mean, if they changed their minds, was this because